Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you how to make beef stew. And this beef stew has tender chunks of beef, some potatoes, some veggies, simmered in a rich and tasty broth. And this is a classic comforting recipe that's going to leave you warm and happy. So first things first, here I have a chuck roast, about 2.5 pounds of chuck roast. And what you want to do is remove that thick chunk of fat that usually comes with it. And then you're gonna slice it into 1-inch cubes. So I'm going to season the cubes of beef with some salt and pepper. And the only con about this dish is it does take some time to cook up. You wanna make sure to cook the meat low and slow so that it gives it time to break down and get nice and tender. So it does take a little bit of time. You can also do this in a slow cooker or an Instant Pot. I don't personally own an Instant Pot, but I'm sure it cooks up a lot quicker in an Instant Pot. But I have tried it in a slow cooker. And if you want to do it in a slow cooker, you want to make sure to brown up your beef, saute your vegetables before you add it in the slow cooker. And then you also want to reduce the cooking liquid, just because it gets very liquidy in a slow cooker. Maybe add about a cup or a cup and a half less broth, and then you want to add a cornstarch slurry at the end to thicken it up. All right, we got our beef nice and seasoned. I'm going to grab the carrots. So just like the beef, when the carrots are cooked up in the broth, it's gonna come out so nice and tender. So here I have some carrots that I already peeled, and I'm going to slice them to about 1/2-inch slices. And because this recipe can take a little more time compared to my other recipes, this can be like a Sunday meal for you guys. I personally have been cooking dinner before I pick up the kids from school, just because with both of them being in sports these days, it gets so busy the moment after I pick them up. With sports, homework, etc. I know if I don't have our dinner prepped before that, I'm gonna be tempted to get takeout. But anyways, these carrots are all nice and sliced up. I'm going to add I'm going to grab the rest of our ingredients that we're gonna be needing for this recipe. Okay, so we're also going to be needing some minced garlic. I have a diced onion here. I have some canned tomato paste, and I have some beef broth. We're gonna be using this entire carton. I have some Worcestershire sauce, and I have some baby potatoes. You could also use some russet potatoes, Yukon Golds, whatever you like. I like these baby potatoes. And I'm not gonna slice them up just yet, since we're gonna be adding them to about an hour and a half after the beef has been cooking. So I'm just gonna slice them up right before I add them in. And I also have a bag of frozen peas, and I'll add about a cup of peas to the stew when it's almost done cooking. But if you don't like peas, feel free to leave them out. And of course, for every soup and stew, you have to have some crusty bread for dipping. And I'll toast this up right before we serve it. So I'm really excited to show you guys this recipe. Let's head over to the stove. Okay, I have my pot heated over medium-high heat. I've added some oil, and I'm going to sear the beef. And depending on how much meat you have, you may have to do this in batches. So you want to go ahead and sear this for about 2 minutes per side until it's nice and brown. All right, it's been about 2 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and flip these guys over. Okay, so we'll let this cook for another 2 minutes, and then I'm going to remove and set it aside. Okay, so now I'm going to add in the diced onion along with the minced garlic. And I'm going to cook this down for about 2 minutes to get them nice and softened. I'm also going to add in a little salt. Remember to always season along the way when you're cooking. Also, you want to make sure to scrape the bottom of the pan here to release those bits. And that equals flavor. All right, our garlic and onions are looking good. And now it's time to add in about 1/4 cup of tomato paste. And now I'm going to add in the beef broth, the entire container. I'm also going to add in 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. 1 and 2. And now I'm going to add in the beef. I want to bring everything to a boil and season it up well with some salt and pepper. Okay, so it has come to a full boil. I'm going to lower the heat to medium-low, and we're gonna let this cook low and slow for about an hour and a half while stirring occasionally. So I'll see you guys in an hour and a half. All right, guys, an hour and a half has passed. Let's go ahead and take a peek. Ooh, my house is already smelling so good. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to add in the carrots and potatoes. And I did forget, ooh, one went overboard, it's okay. I did forget to mention, while you are cooking this, because it takes so long, do whatever you need to do to be productive. I actually took my dog on a walk, I did some laundry, and I caught up on some podcasts. So, like I mentioned, do whatever you need to do to be productive and not just watch this cook. Also gonna season it with some more salt and pepper. And you want to bring this back to a boil, and then we're gonna let it simmer until everything is just nice and tender. The meat should be falling apart, the potatoes and the carrots should be fork tender. So I'm going to do some more meal planning, and I will see you, ouch, need a glove. And I'll see you guys in 30 more minutes. Okay, so 25 minutes has passed, and let's see if our meat, ooh, oh yeah, that's super tender. And I'm just gonna poke the potato. Yeah, the potatoes and carrots, and they're all tender. Okay, so it's time to add in the peas. And like I said, this is optional. If you don't like peas, go ahead and omit them. I do love peas. My husband doesn't really care for peas, but he says he'll eat it with this recipe. And we wanna add the peas during the last 5 minutes because it doesn't take long to cook, and we just wanna get them warmed through. All right, 5 more minutes. Almost there, home stretch, you guys. Seriously, you guys, every bite of this is full of tender goodness. All right, you guys, the time has come. It is time for the taste test, and I know this is going to be worth the wait. And I have my bread all toasted up for me. I spreaded some softened butter on it, sprinkled it with some garlic powder, toasted it up, and it's so delicious with this stew. Okay, let's go ahead and dig in. Seriously, it's so tender. I keep saying that, but it really is. If I haven't gotten my point across, I wanna get like the perfect bite with like everything on it. All right, I have the perfect bite with everything on here. I have the beef, a little bit of the carrots, the potato. Bear with me with this big bite, you guys. Okay, I totally knocked it out of the park with this one. I'm so proud of myself. Anyways, make this for your family. I guarantee they're gonna love it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please click on the like and subscribe button. That will definitely help me out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.